Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of SuperJump here on IPL. Nox, you just gonna hold that face?
Yeah, I can hold it
Okay.
forever now. I've been
Yeah.
trained.
You've been trained. That's kind of what I
Mhm.
thought. I was gonna let you do it, and then I was like, wait a second. There's a bit afoot.
Absolutely. Forever and always, there's a bit of
hmm Yeah, well, especially on this wonderful Sunday morning. Uh,
exact.
hmm Gotta get into day 2. You know,
We
all
can
the
go.
yeah. It's
Last
you
super jump
know,
of the year. In a year where we've
mhm.
had 3 of them.
It's great. It's awesome. Now we just have to get to the drawing board for next year.
No, don't worry about next year yet. Gotta finish
Hey,
this one first.
no, that's the TO's job, is to perpetually be worried about the next event. The one you're running is never as hard as the one you are going to run. First rule of TOing.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
It should be very exciting. And it looks like we're gonna be starting off with Poltergeist versus Ha. Uh, Poltergeist is Storm, Prosper, Miner, and Speth. And Ha is 49er, Bubbles, Tufa, and Coral Tam. So some pretty notable names on the board.
Yeah, it should be a banger game to get us open. I hope they're warmer than I am or warmer than I feel because, I don't like the winter.
I'm sitting
Yeah.
too close to where outside air can come in.
Yeah. But they're gonna hopefully show us some. They're gonna warm our spirits with some good. That was so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to yap so hard and I'm just failing.
That's how it goes sometimes. It's all good. But yeah, it should be exciting to get into here. Always interesting to see. We're going to be counter picks throughout this whole event, which should be very exciting. And we're starting off on Humpback Zone. Not one we see all the time.
No, but I, for one, am very excited. I'm also excited to see that Octobrush. It'll be a very interesting pick here. Slosher, also really good from Poltergeist.
Classic.
But, classic indeed.
To be fair, it would be odd to see Miner on anything but Slosher.
That is true. Miner is kind of known for their slosher play. I would be surprised at anything else. The first 15-second skirmish going the way of but Poltergeist not giving up any space. Maybe about to win the zone, but I spoke too soon.
But yeah, we're seeing looking at moving forward, starting to set up under ledges exactly where you want to see that S-Blast going. Claiming plenty of space, but Poltergeist cleaning it up easily as Storm's looking to move into this zone and might try and take advantage of this Trizuka, but Hu's still all wrapped up behind him.
Ha is just getting anywhere and everywhere they can. They're deep into enemy territory, and Poltergeist doesn't really have the firepower to get anyone out. Like, the positions on Ha are so spread out that what do you target down if you're Poltergeist? That's just not really an option. That being said, Poltergeist wins 2 isolated 1v1s, pushing Ha back to neutral and flipping the zone in a rocky retake, but a retake that happened nonetheless.
And that's all that matters sometimes, is getting that retake you need, looking to find the space, looking to get the ink down on the ground as you're trying to control the stage. This Miner's really working on just finding a way to dodge that Snipe Rider.
Doing a fantastic job of that, by the way, finding then 2 sloshes over the top into bunker, really solidifying control. Prosper in a fantastic position here, separating and closing down so many lanes for Ha, but Ha's saying, we see you, we don't care about you, and just running forward anyway, especially 49er getting 1 here. Will they find the second? Second is found, but zone is not flipped, so they lose the lead.
And they manage to slowly recap the zone as Poltergeist has their splatter shot last alive. And Storm is just sharking, looking at staying alive. One of the most important things you can do if you're the last player up is just not get splatted. Just making sure that your team has a way back in. Essentially, if you're the last player up, you become the anchor.
Yeah, you can stop the enemy team from moving forward because they have to check positions, but as soon as you go down, they don't have to check for anything anymore. They just get to go wherever they want, so staying alive is critical.
49er making an excellent use of that Zipcaster there, clearing a ton of space. opening up a ton of lanes, and we're going to see Huh take the lead here, as Prosper is now going to poke at the zone with the trip strikes coming out. Should allow for Poltergeist to start moving forward again, but they're going to need a pretty significant hold to take the lead back.
Yeah, something interesting to note from both teams on their defense is neither of them have been able to get really solid paint control. They've just been using their like mechanical skill in positioning in saying, I don't need a ton of turf, but I'm still going to be highly problematic for you. Oh, this position is great. I love that position from the Stamper. It's something that I think is underutilized, because look at this pinch coming out in the mid with Miner over the top, and then the Stamper coming in from that left side really makes it challenging for Hunt to retake from that left side, which is kind of favored, I think.
It is, especially with these trip strikes coming out. The Booyah Bomb does manage to paint the zone, but it's not quite enough yet. We're seeing the zone just managing to flip back over to Poltergeist, getting them that last tick of the timer they need, as Huh just wasn't able to get it quite with that Booyah Bomb, which... rough.
It is. It's definitely not what you want to see in the first game of the day. The pen was on the zone, but I think they ran out of ink, so they couldn't tap shot it, because I saw them duck down.
Oh.
Yeah, and that has to be one of the worst feelings when it comes to be a competitive player, is being right there, being on top of the zone, and then not being able to do anything about it.
Yeah, it's a very brutal sensation. I know we both have been there before.
More times than I care to admit.
Ink management's always really rough, finding the right amount to paint, finding the right time to use your sub-weapons, and especially in those last second moments, it becomes so vital and so important, and not being able to have the right control over it can cost a game.
Yeah. So, but that's only game one. We're doing best of fives for the entire day, and as you can see, we're doing counter picks. Counter picks come out. Splat zones, umami. I don't know how I feel about that. I've never been a fan of the strategy of, oh, we just lost zones, let's go back to zones.
No, this zones will be better. This zones will be different.
This zones will be different. Surely Poltergeist won't win the second zones game. Granted, the first game was close. Let me not discredit.
I mean, it's also a dual zone map. That changes things up quite a bit. Dual zones really do change the pace of the game pretty drastically. They change how you can go about holds. I like dual zone maps a lot. We don't have enough of them in this game for my taste. Yeah. I think they really change up how zones gets played.
Well, Umami is really the only dual zones map that's played competitively.
Yeah, we don't use Manta.
Yeah, we could, but we don't.
No, we can leave it behind. It can stay retired. We've seen enough of her.
True. What adaptations do we think that Huh is going to make going into this game too? Like, do we think they're going to make any changes, or do we think they're just going to go again?
I think they're just going to go again, and we're better. The classic Splatoon player move.
It really is the classic Splatoon player moment, huh?
And I do respect it a bit. There is a strong mental to be like, okay, yeah, sure, you beat us on zones, humpback. But we've got zones of umami down. We've practiced this one. Is this a particularly good Octobrush map?
I wouldn't say so. However, I feel like that's one of those things, if you're an Octobrush specialist, you don't really care where you go.
That's fair.
Like, there are probably some really bad maps for Octobrush, but I do not know them offhand, and if you're counterpicking here, then it's probably good. That being said, what's not good is the fact that Huh does not have any top mid control in the opening 30 seconds of the game. Missiles coming out to push Poltergeist back, but if you don't have top mid control, you can't really lock it down. Like, they're trading perfectly even here, which is good, but they're not able to make way or any space at all.
Yeah, top mid is by far the most important part of this map, and not having control of it should be a bigger hindrance to them than it has been. We're seeing the Splattershot Pro here being able to move around quite freely for a bit. Maybe overextending a bit there at the end, but definitely going for some interesting plays.
I think what happened to the Pro there is they've gotten so used to, I'm cooler, I'm just going to go do something that may or may not be a good play and then jump out. and then they forgot they didn't have their get out of jail free card. That being said, Poltergeist in a very dominant positions with specials on the clock.
Yeah.
Hum
It's
popping
exactly
their
the
specials.
situation you want to be in. If you're
Hum popping
Poltergeist.
their specials, but no mid control. They couldn't use anything to get into mid, so Poltergeist is just big chilling.
They really are. Hell, probably going to try and use the Zipcaster to force something here as time is ticking away. They don't have a lot of space left to work with. They don't have a lot of time left to work with, and they need to break in. The S-Blast looking at finding Storm there, but not quite able to. Just barely missing with those giant AoEs. Managing to find the zone. The Booyah Bomb going to come out. Getting thrown at Storm, forcing Storm off the zone. This should allow for a gap.
Yeah, but Poltergeist did an absolutely incredible job of just not giving up the zone, because some teams have a tendency to, oh, we're getting specialed, oh, we're down players, to just leave. Storm did an absolutely amazing job of saying, no, I'm going to make you work for it. And like that ability is critical, especially once you hit these top cuts and get into these very tight positions.
Absolutely. And we're seeing Prosper now looking to help set this up. The pencil is such an important role if you have one on your team, to just make sure you're staying alive and really putting down paint to give your team a lot of control. I know we both tend to favor other anchors a bit, but if you're going to play pencil, it does become extremely important.
Yeah, what's also extremely important is flipping the zone. You can see Poltergeist kind of foregoing that momentarily to get into stronger lockout positions. And when you have a substantial lead like they do, you can get away with it, but they're trained professional kids. Do not try that at home.
Yeah, no, please paint the zone. The zone is the objective. You cannot win. Fun fact, you can't win without the objective. Pretty important, in fact.
Yeah. Is going to try to push here momentarily with their two specials online. Zipcaster will be coming out here in a second, I believe, too. But Poltergeist holding steady and holding strong, trading even. They're doing absolutely incredible on the defense. I called out the counter pick from like, I don't know, guys.
Maybe zones wasn't the move.
Yeah, and getting KO'd here, not handedly KO'd, mind you, but getting KO'd, I think, adds
2
some
KOs in a
credence
row,
to the
not
theory.
ideal.
Yeah, so if you're you go to TC Inkblot next.
Yeah,
right?
You go to
Like,
TC Inkblot next. It's probably not where you should go, but it's where you go. Sometimes it's TC Mako Mark.
No, I think they go to TC Blot.
No. Surely they'll go Clam Blitzer Rainmaker, because they can control the pace of the game differently then, and they're not having to play at the pace at which the timer ticks, and that would probably change things for them. Surely.
Also, having the Octobrush allows them to be a little more, what's a good word? Squirrely?
Yes.
And tower control doesn't really allow that. I personally would like to see a Clam Blitz game from them, because has shown the capability of having really strong pushes. They can get Poltergeist out of the map. They can't really solidify control of stuff.
Yes.
So,
which is why I'd like to see Rainmaker or Clan Blitz. Yeah. It should allow for them to really lean into their strengths, really take advantage of the fact that they're going to run around all over the place. I just forgot that Turf War wasn't going to be here. Too used to watching the North American League.
I wish we played Turf War in this tournament.
I know you do.
Sadly, every time I bring it up, I get told, "Raise, be quiet."
You get comedically hooked off the stage and tomatoes are thrown.
Exactly.
Just so familiar with that format right now.
Counterpick comes out. TC Haggle.
Wow, shocker that we're going to TC after 2 zones games. Can't believe it. It's a stage and mode. It's very functional. It's very flat.
I don't think Hub wins it.
I think they could. They've got the mechanics, and if they manage to get the right push, it still could be steamrolly enough.
I think Poltergeist has shown too much discipline, though.
That's fair.
Because Poltergeist look drilled. They went. We get our picks, then we push to top mid. If top mid is clear, we go past top mid. We go to enemy dome. Granted, that flowchart is very simple, but if you have a similar flowchart for every other map, and there's only 20 of them we're playing in this tournament or something, right?
Yeah,
we're only playing 20 map modes. That's what, 2
compared
hours?
to Splatoon 2, that's nothing.
Yeah, I think Poltergeist is going to handedly win this game. Or at the very least, they're going to win by 20. That's my bet right now.
Well, and that's a great pick coming out there from Prosper to start it off. Storm doing an excellent job of just poking around. Right now, we're not seeing any members of Poltergeist really overextending, but still managing to find 2 down on as this should be a rapid way to move forward, and they quickly find 49er there. This should be a strong opening push, but maybe they don't have something to really clear out that top right after the Zuka.
They have Booyah Bomb. Because the Stamper went down with Cooler, Booyah will come out here to clear top right, I imagine, momentarily. Or not. Okay,
or
that's
not.
fine too. They didn't even break for checkpoint. Yeah, so honestly, a disappointing opening push from Poltergeist. They had tools that they
could have
didn't
been a lot
really
stronger.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how strikes back, though, because they don't really have a lot of map control. But 49er is just going in and saying, bye-bye, Miner.
Oh, Prosper's got that, though. Don't worry about it. Prosper really showing off the advantage of hitting your shots on Snipe Rider, something that often gets underestimated. But it's still, at the end of the day,
it's still a charger.
Yeah, it's still a charger.
So, having a, honestly, much stronger opening first push, the Booyah Bomb coming out, Prosper can slow this down as much as they want on Snipe Rider, getting fantastic picks. But
great Zipcaster came out there, too, from 49er, really opening up that top right side.
But the frontliners from Poltergeist are kind of struggling, and I can't say that I expected that, because in the first 2 games, they looked, like I said, very, very drilled. Like, they knew exactly what the plays were, and right now, they're kind of having a hard time.
They don't have a script for this, or they've gone off script enough that they can't quite re-find it. As we're seeing the pencil on the side of looking to keep control, jumps coming in, but Spekazu really looking to clear things out here.
Yeah, and let me just say how important that 1v1 we just watched between 49er and Spekazu was, because if 49er got that pick, Poltergeist would have stayed on the back foot, but because they didn't win that, it allowed Spekazu to shift the momentum of the game and allow Poltergeist to find their footing once again.
But great pick there coming out from 49er, not allowing the Slosher to get set up where they want to. S-Blast really looking to move forward now, pressuring the Sniper Rider, not able to take them out, but allows the tower to start coming back into mid, which is absolutely massive.
Yeah, it's critical that the tower resets. Something interesting, though, neither one of these teams are really able to reset the map control they have. They're kind of just walking in and fighting in the center of the map, and that's okay. But when you're losing as substantially as Poltergeist is, I would kind of like it if they were able to take a deep breath and recenter and focus. It was an incredible Zipcaster.
It's not a special we talk about a lot even when it comes out, because it's hard to find a ton of value with. But 49er has been doing an excellent job of just truly disrupting and interrupting things every time they have it, which is so cool to see. Even in the games they haven't been winning, 49er's been making a pretty big impact with Zipcaster.
Yeah, well, this map is really, really good for Zipcaster because of those 2 pillars in the center of the stage. You can Zipcast to either one of them and then just go back and forth, and it's really hard for the enemy team to counter you. Oh, I thought they were gonna get another. I'm gonna be so real.
That's so fair. It did kind of look like it, but Poltergeist is doing everything they can to stay in this fight. They'd love to start off the day with a 3-0. Makes things easy, makes things breezy, makes life a lot more comfortable. But Prosper already hopping on the tower there might not have been the smartest move with an S-Blast still alive and on the stage, as we're looking to see some pretty rapid movement forward as Miner's kind of just over there fighting alone.
Yeah, Miner is trying their best, and Storm is supplementing where they can. But with 30 seconds to go, Poltergeist needs a decisive team fight. Like, they need to wipe some people out. And, I thought he was going to get a double. That's a start. This double's a start. Triple.
Oh,
Storm said, I hear you, I see you, but will you be able to get the Booyah? Answer is currently no, and if Booyah can't come down...
Yeah, that's the most important one.
Yeah, then this is going to die before it even begins.
Yeah. I mean, right there, Tufa managing to stay alive is so important for HUG to just keep this game in their favor. They don't need to rush this Booyah coming out. I like that they waited for other members to be up. Now somebody should be able to dive on the tower. The Booyah Bomb finds one, and the tower gets grabbed. Just maintaining and holding on to those specials for the right moment at the end of the game is so important. And the rationality of just going, I just need to get out and survive here. I just need to not get splatted is really impressive.
Yeah, it's a really impressive amount of self-control, because one of the things on S-Blast is the tendency to just go crazy and just...
Because you could.
You absolutely could. You could just go in and just say, I'm gonna make everyone explode.
But also, I have this really powerful special that maybe we need, perhaps.
Yeah. And so understanding that balance of going in and making people explode versus I have this really powerful special that I need to play around, and that slippery slope, as it were, is really, really important.
Because if Storm had found the pick on Tufa here, it's an entirely different end of the game. It's still possibly doable for her, but it's a much rougher situation. Whereas having that Booyah Bomb makes it pretty comfy for them to just go, okay, we just wait for the tower to be in the right position. We can let some points tick down. Not the end of the world. Yeah. And we can just clean it up.
And I think this push is still doable too. Because if Miner on Bucket uses the trip strikes to counteract the Booyah, so we just stack them, no one can go there anymore. The other team can't end the game because they can't touch the tower. And you're extending your lead. It's just barely, but you're making it so that the game can't quite end yet. Instead, Miner said, I'm just going to try and kill them before they get to the tower, which is more proactive.
Yes.
But less likely to work. I think if you just make the tower radioactive, then maybe you have the potential to continue that push. See, the crowd didn't see that reaction, but I did. What's going on in that brain?
I just don't like Clan Blitz Museum. I just don't like it. I don't think it's fun. I think it's slow. I think it'll still be a really good game. I think the teams will have to play a lot more patiently than they have been, or it's just going to be a push to 80 and stall out, and that'll annoy me.
It's going to be a push to 80 and stall out, and it will annoy you.
Great. Incredible. Exactly what I expect to see out of Clan Blitz Museum de Alfonsino.
Yeah, it's going to stall out at 80.
Can I say what a luxury it is to be able to abbreviate things? Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm sure it is a luxury for you on your...
It's on very nice.
Yeah.
But Clan Blitz Museum should be an interesting adventure. I think it makes sense for Poltergeist as a pick because has shown that they don't like to play patient, and it's patience the map.
Yeah. Well, so the other thing is, if Poltergeist doesn't have good flank management, then this map is going to be a struggle. Because is just going to be constantly dropping out of their right side into mid, and if you don't have like Prosper or someone watching it, it's just going to be pain and suffering.
Which seems like what might be happening right now on both sides of things. Everyone's a little bit everywhere. It's the start of a Clan Blitz game. Usually we don't see too much action for about a minute.
Yeah, it's like the opening of Turf War. Everyone is kind of trying to find their footing, get the initial clam count, figure out what's going on, and then once the first 30 seconds have elapsed, then things go crazy because one team finds their opening, and then they push forward and they go, all right, it's time to score now. It's time to take initiative.
But because this is Museum de Alfonsino, it's really hard to get in there and score and take initiative, even with your Zipcaster out. But they managed to find a 3-down situation. Miner stalling off the pencil for a second. Not going to be enough, as we're seeing getting the opening push and one more clam in, which not what we love to see, but it's better than an 80, I guess.
Yeah, it's not what we love to see, but it's kind of what's required in the opening. If you don't get that first clam in, like, you're still win the tie at the end of the game, but one power and one clam is a lot safer than just one power.
By so much.
Yeah. Zipcaster coming out here, 2 people going down though, so can take initiative over this game. Will they be able to break onto the ramp? Miner saying no. Well, maybe not. And then is just stacking up on this ramp. I need someone to leverage the center of the map. Please, someone, anyone. Stop
No,
just
there's no
running
center
up
of the
ramp.
map. There's just a flat. Stop asking about the center of the map. The center of the map is a myth created by Big Map.
Created by Big Map. I love that. Yeah, they had a fantastic opening. They pushed up. They got to the ramp. They opened the basket, but they stalled really quickly afterwards. Because, again, if you can allow Poltergeist to have a linear defense, if you can let them just sit where they want to sit and aim at you on the front side of Spinner, it's not going to work.
It's not, and we're seeing that quite well here. It's definitely a situation where we do want to see that Snipe Rider setting up on Spinner, somebody trying to push up through that block on the left, and then probably two players moving through more of the flat area. I don't know if this is exactly where 49er wants to be, but it's definitely a solid option to create some chaos and stall things out as we're waiting for specials. But we're just all so linear again, and one bomb could easily take us out, just like happened.
Yeah, they're not breaching the choke. Like, you also have two fantastic breaching weapons on the side of You have S-Blast, which can just get under ledges and do things really, really quickly.
Yeah, if you were to put that S-Blast under by that left block, it can do so much.
Yeah, but instead we have them running up this ramp and stacking up, and that's fine when the other team is approaching you on the ledge like this, but if Poltergeist just kind of flanks, then we don't get anything, and Speckazow is trying to go deep and getting the team back into the middle of the map and not really finding much else.
Yeah, which isn't what you love to see. Once again, a push to 68, not really something to write home about. Not what you want to see from a push pretty generally, especially when you've lost control of mid. But there's only a minute 20 seconds left. It could be something they can hold on to. It's also something they could extend. We haven't seen Poltergeist really have the opportunity to push at all, quite frankly.
Yeah, Poltergeist really needs to take a breath and reset into mid, because Poltergeist is trying to extend too far too fast, I think. And those overextensions are what's really hurting them. Miner finding 2 here is a great opportunity to do that, but Cooler out, and look at the mid cross. Miner didn't pay attention to it and the power snuck in, making Ha's lead a lot safer, because now it takes Poltergeist more than 2 power clams to get the lead. So with 45 seconds left in the game, is sitting on a pretty solid lead looking to go into a game 5, but 30 seconds...
I mean, it's still very doable.
It absolutely is, but it's a Herculean task now instead of just hard.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd say that we've seen bigger Clam Blitz pushes in the past. It's definitely not unheard of, especially with Trip Strikes coming out. The Pencil's set up in a really solid position. They don't have a lot of great break-ins, but they're getting players down. Power Clam almost went in. Now I'd say it's almost impossible.
Yeah, all of the players going down from Poltergeist.
One?
They're trying. They're trying their absolute hardest.
Time.
Yeah, Storm sadly is going to be able to make it, and they were so close.
If that push was executed even slightly differently, though, Poltergeist took it there.
Yeah.
That's something that they'll look back on in VOD if they're a team, or even I hope they do as individual players, and really nitpick what they could have done differently to get the push they needed there. Because it is all about getting that one big push in Clan.
Yeah. Like, if they were just a little quicker to clear back Spinner, if they were just a little faster on stepping forward to throw the power in, then that second power sails into the basket, and that game can look completely different.
It really can. Because they would have taken lead by 1 point if they'd gotten that last power claim in, because they'd gotten a small one in too. It just would have completely changed. I mean, it would have been the set is done, quite frankly. Which is exactly what you want if you're Poltergeist. This is, now you're going into a game 5 in your first set of the day. Not what you love to see.
Yeah, well, it's not what you love to see, but it can be.
We love to see.
Yeah, we love to see it, but it could be a huge momentum shift. Like, losing a game 5 feels worse than winning a game 5, obviously.
That's true.
But going into it, you can kind of springboard off it, especially if you're the team in lower bracket. Like, what you could say is, okay, it was close. we didn't get obliterated. We still have potential. It's a lot easier to kind of not tilt when you're losing a game 5 if it's close.
If it's close.
And that's all of these. Well, I'm not going to say the zones games have been close, but
no, but we can't go back to the zones. We're freed from.
That's true. Poltergeist has the counter pick going into game 5.
They could go back to Rainmaker. I mean, they could go back to tower control. I'd be surprised if they did, but I mean, they have everything but zones that they could choose to do. I imagine they'll choose Rainmaker because it's the one they haven't tried yet. But
I think they'll probably go back to tower, actually. Because that's
so
just
sad.
That's just the mode that teams like the most. Is like, I feel like teams are dual mode. They like TC and they like zones because it doesn't spiral. Even when sometimes you just need the ability to spiral.
Being able to just brute force a giant push like we almost saw them do. Like, I don't know. The games are just so much less stable, and we are going to be seeing Rainmaker Scorch Gorge, which is exciting to me. I think it's a fun map mode.
I am also a Rainmaker enjoyer. I was a doubter. I'm sorry for being a doubter. You know? Or we can say that with me using my caster curse to ensure that we see Rainmaker.
We could say that. I wonder if we're going to see Vacuum, because we see Vacuum so much more these days, and that's always exciting.
Yeah.
And it's like so good for Scorch Rainmaker.
It's incredible. And also the amount of coordination it requires, I find to be absolutely...
Prosper does have the gold Vacuum badge.
True.
But we're not seeing... We are seeing a heavy edit, though, so I'll take it.
I do think heavy edit here is an incredible pick from Poltergeist that allows... It
speeds up their comp a lot.
It also allows them to have more middle-of-the-map turf control. Because that was something in every game that I've slowly pointed out over the course of the set, is Poltergeist, when they reset, they kind of just had to reset forward and hope they could win their 1v1s, and sometimes they just wouldn't win their 1v1s, as is normal and expected for players. The heavy edit allows them to take that deep breath more readily than something like a pen does.
I don't know that I love the heavy edit grabbing, but it's fine. We're getting some points on the board. We're doing what we can. Maybe a little bit of an early grab, but players kind of went down out of nowhere a bit, so it's not too shocking. Props for trying to get not splattered there. Didn't quite work.
I actually think the grab was late. I think because Poltergeist had an opening, but because the heavy edit wanted to throw Cooler down, they didn't pick up when the opening was there, so they just kind of tried to force late. That's the main problem that I have with having your Cooler player pick up, is a lot of times they go, but I have Cooler, and then they're just slow, whereas...
And then you could just have your splatter shot.
Exactly. Prosper getting into an incredible position.
You're a support weapon.
Yeah, true.
All right, yeah, you're right. Prosper got into such a good position. No, it's Prosper again. We're still in the anchor picks up Rainmaker phase of Splatoon somehow. I thought we'd get past that by Splatoon 3, but we haven't.
Yeah, well, so guess what? We could have pushed to probably about 40, but Prosper didn't pick up because they're the anchor. So I'm being such a hater. I need to talk about the game. Sorry.
Sorry, I provoked that hater behavior. My bad. I saw it too. It's good. It's sometimes we're haters because we know these players can do better. We know they can do better, and we want to see them do better. The great flank there coming out from Storm. Now a pinch on Tufa. Just 49er left. Going to have to back off. Really great job there of regaining control.
Yeah, but Poltergeist, with the checkpoint down, has a really solid opening. They have 3 specials to boot. If they don't swing this back and swing it back hard, I'm going to be really surprised. 49er's been called out, finds a trade, 2 down for Poltergeist still has a Zip Caster that's going to come out here any second, I think, but Prosper needs to step up. Like,
True.
It's Rainmaker, my man. You have probably 30 seconds left. Just go. Like, you have specials too. Like, let's break this stalemate. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do something.
It's definitely
do anything.
a situation where we need to start brute forcing a little bit more. Not something I often say, but the Rainmaker's in a decent position. We're seeing a Zip Caster coming out from the Stamper. Should be able to allow a lot more control, but nobody's grabbing the Rainmaker. There we go, Miner. Thank you.
Storm needed to do that. This,
Look,
I'm
They take
honestly,
a grab at that point.
yeah, like Poltergeist is playing for possession, and I think part of that is because they have lead. They don't necessarily want to get, they don't want to turn the Rainmaker over, and I understand that. Not wanting to turn Rainmaker over when you have a checkpoint advantage and all
63 is
this.
not a safe push.
It's not. It's really not. And I want Poltergeist to step up. Like, you're not going to break this choke by standing on the other side of it. You need to batter it down. You need to push through it and into it.
There we go.
All right, fantastic. Now, but everyone's
Now
leaving
defense.
now.
Well, they were
40
2 down. They kind of needed to back off at that point. There wasn't a lot they could do to keep holding that. It's more important at this point that they work on just keeping mid. I like that they didn't back off too far behind mid.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Rainmaker can be played a lot more aggressively than both these teams want to show.
Well,
Because-
you think it can be played a lot more aggressively than any team show.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, all right, that's, yeah.
We'll talk
Good
about
kids
that
on the
another
Zipcaster.
time. Yeah, Prosper doing a great job here of keeping paint down in mid, really enabling their teammates to just kind of keep doing what they're doing. Prosper's been doing an excellent job on Anchor throughout these games. I really want to highlight that. There's been a lot of just consistent paint, consistent picks, and consistent support, which is what we want to see out of Heavy Edit and Pencil.
Yeah.
Out of Memory also used to be a Nautilus player, so just is going to be solid on that Heavy Edit.
Yeah. Like, something to point out about this Heavy Edit is how much more trouble has been having pushing forward, and that is in no small part to that Heavy Edit saying, like, making it so much harder for everyone else to get map control of sequential fights.
Yes.
Um,
And Poltergeist did a really solid job on defense there. Their pushes definitely could have been more aggressive and stronger, but they did an excellent job of not letting just take control of the map.
So Poltergeist demonstrating a really solid understanding of the fundamentals, I think, in that game. Not overstepping, playing defensively, playing, I'm going to say it, they played boring.
You can say it.
But they, if I were in their positions, I'd probably do it the same way or do something similar because it's game 5. Don't want to start on a loss. It just
Got to maintain our mental.
Well, yeah. So just a very solid game of Splatoon that got played there.